This is Sherry at Twisted Granny Tarot, getting ready for the June horoscopes. And at this moment, we're going to be doing the the Aries reading. Okay? So, all you Aries out there, be prepared. We'll see if we can find good news for you. Okay, this is the video channel that uses an astrology horoscope pattern for the layout, for the diagram for the cards, because each one of these sections that the Babylonians label these slices in this big pie, because that's what it looked like, is the second house is about your finances, the fourth house is about your home, fifth house is children and romance and creativity, and so it goes all the way around. So you'll get a good picture of various departments in your life and what is going on there and why you might want it to or not want it to. Okay? So I'm using the Robin. This deck is called the Robin Wood deck. It's the artist is really, really, really good, but I don't know if it's Robin Wood or not. Could be. Okay, so what do we got here? Trivia, pagan trivia. Oh, so what we got actually with regard to tarot readings, they might have been illegal in England until then, but on June 22nd in 1951, the Fraudulent Mediums Act repeals England's Witchcraft Act of 1735. So the witchcraft laws were outlawed were canceled in 1951, and that left open the door for lots of people to explore these ancient Stonehenge, various wells that were said to be sanctified by a saint, because I'll tell you that later. Okay. Also, Women's Festival in India is the 25th in honor of the goddess Parvati. I don't know what she's the goddess of, but I'm all for goddesses. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to shuffle, I'm going to cut, and then we are going to proceed. Okay? So I hope y'all are having a good day today. It's a beautiful sunny day here where we are. And we're looking forward to another hot summer. We'll probably get it. Okay. I got to say a little prayer. Okay. I'm going to cut the cards. This is the way the book said to do it, so I still do it that way. Okay. Now we got first house. In this case, first house is your personality or what you're thinking about right now. When it turns into a tarot reading, the first house is no longer self-appearance. It's about what's on your mind. So look at baby girl. Hey, Mr. and Miss Aries, what are you walking away from? You're walking away from something, or you want to walk away from something, and you might be trying to figure out how to do it. Or maybe you already did it. So, because in this particular, how shall I say this? In this particular pattern, past, present, and future turn up all at once. I don't know how to explain that. It just does. Okay. Okay. So anyway, first house looks like you're walking away from something. Second house is your money. Well, looks like here, this person is paying his bills. Or her bills, as it were. He's dishing out money to people whose hands are out. So, okay, so a lot of times you feel like all you do is work to pay other people. And there's not enough left for your joy before the month is even over. You've run out of money. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say about that. All right. Third house is sugar baby. Okay, you talk a lot about your imagination. Now it's in your house of communication. So that means yakety yakety. And what you like to talk and think about is what you're going to do with all that money when you get it. When you finally get a decent job, when you finally have a partner, when you finally, okay, but in reality, this card represents things. These items that you think you want today are just imaginary. They're probably out of your reach, so they're unfulfilled. They're unable to achieve all of them. Maybe you could achieve one of them, One of them is a castle. One of them is a dragon. One of them is a snake. And this is an accolade, I guess. So those are all good things to want. And if wanting them helps you be successful, great. Fourth house is your home. Okay, what's going on here with this fella? Oh, well, look at him. He looks mad, doesn't he? He looks mad. He's King of Swords. He's very stern, kind of. And he's all about logic. Now, what else do we have here? Now, this is a face card, so I always put a modifier on top of a face card to explain this face card. Who is that? Well, you know what? This guy doesn't like all this partying around. He doesn't like it. Too many kids in the house at once, or too many people in the house at once. Or B, maybe he wants the house to be full of guests and cluttered with entertainment and that kind of thing. It's certainly up for discussion. Okay? Fifth house is romance and creativity. Well, this person right here is hard at work perfecting his craft. He's practiced, like doing his homework. And if he's doing his homework, he has whoever cards these are, you have an incredible independent and artistic streak, or recreational streak. You just have the ability to entertain yourself and other people, and you like to be good at it when you do it. So this person is practicing romance and creativity. So what kind of project are you working on that requires a lot of creativity, in that it might be an activity that, or for a set of circumstances that you don't have any particular experience with. So the recreation department is you working on something because you have the creative brains to work on it. It's about the best thing I can tell you. Sixth house, oh, look here. Work and health. What? Why? Now, if this person put down her swords and took off her blindfold, she would know exactly what to do. Because behind her is a creek. There's a little island back there. There's mountains on each side. Looks like a Norwegian fjord. But she's afraid to move, and she thinks she does not know what to do next. But the fact is, she's not ready to make a decision yet. And so that's why she sits there still. So we'll see what will have to happen in order for this person. It has to do with your work, or it has to do with your health. Or you could say, well, let's see, I once upon a time I had a disease, but it went away, so now I'm afraid to find out if it came back. It could be that. It could be, that would be like a health. Oh, the thing about this house, sixth house, when it's the house of work, they mean daily mundane activities that each employee is required to do to start their day, endure their day, finish their day, that kind of thing. So you might not even want to think about that because you don't like that job much. Maybe you try not to pay attention to what's going on in there. Okay, seventh house, marriage partnerships and business partnerships. Now, do we have one? Because this is an intellectual activity card. Oh, look. So, well, seventh house. You want to get married and you want to do it pretty quick. Is that correct? Because this denotes speed, the speed of a messenger. And the justice card, okay, so let's talk about the seventh house. It's marriage partnerships and business partnerships. And if you have justice in the seventh house, you want justice for yourself, right? You want somebody may have done something to you, they haven't apologized for it, and it's left you rankled, So that could be one. The other one thing could be that you're now, for reasons of your own, in a big hurry to get married. Or in a big hurry for what? A bonus check. But there's no money there. That's just all about messages and justice coming. So I hope you can understand that. And justice might be that you want to get married. That's the house. Eighth house of money from other people. This means unearned income, like income tax check, inheritance check, insurance check, those kinds of things. But this fellow right here, he's not a popular card in the deck because the emperor is kind of stern and mean, And some of the card readers say that he's the equivalent of the teacher that you hated in high school because he kept turning the homework back onto your desk saying do over. So if this is so what I'm going to say is somebody's okay, you think somebody's got some money that you need desperately right now. But if maybe you'd like to have an early inheritance, but there's no obligation for anybody to do that. It doesn't look like. I mean, maybe you can figure it out, but from my side of the table, you just have to wait till the timing is right because the timing's not right now. And having said that, we're not in charge of timing anyway. The timing is handled by people up there who are your spirit guides and your ancestors who watch over you because they love you and they want to help you get through this human life. Okay? So sometimes you just have to go with the flow. Not today. Okay? Okay, ninth house is philosophy, religion, higher education, and long distance travel. And Mr. and Miss Aries, some of that you absolutely love because this right here is a card that has to do with a great deal of intelligence and a great deal of applying that intelligence to helping humanity because that was what this person right here is all about. It's a symbol of Aquarius. Aquarians, generally speaking, are extremely independent and they're very funny and they're very knowledgeable about a lot of things. A lot of them will say, well, yeah, I do know everything. I do know it all. Because lots of times they do. However, in your case, this is because you want to, if you had goals to visit places when you were younger, but you had to give them up because of responsibilities of college and jobs and blah, 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 that kind of thing. Well, there's still time to put that on your agenda. It'll just be later in your life. And what you want to get out of travel and education and philosophy is the ability to understand other people, what they need, and why they need it, which in some cases it's very easy. Kids need to have shoes to go to school. This person wants them to have. Kids need to eat to go to school. This person would give that to them. So this person is not a Republican, okay? This person is more like a Democrat. As her social skills and her social level is far beyond what some people consider good enough. Okay, so you're probably going to start traveling and educating yourself in some of the topics that you've had to neglect, and it doesn't mean any of those wishes and dreams are gone. It just means they're on hold right now, and you can pick them up again later in your life. Okay, this is the 10th house, right? Ooh, look at there. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10th house is your career. Oh, do you work for friends? Do you work in a family business? Somebody might work in a family business, or somebody might work in the office of a friend. Maybe you're in some kind of a partnership, but the other person is the major primary driver, but you work for him and you want his company to do good. And also, you guys like each other very much. Now, this does not have to be a man. It could be a woman, but she's a woman at your place of employment that has a certain amount of authority. Seem like, because it's a king, it would be a notch or two above a manager or a supervisor or the team lead or whatever it is. So he's actually got clout. And according to this, these are two people who like each other and they're exchanging gifts. So wherever it is you work, it might be the kind of place where the authorities actually take an interest in the happiness of their employees because this person at your place of employment wants to have a happy workplace because he'll have fewer problems and more help if he keeps things on a light level and keeps up your appearances with other workers. In other words, there might be some people you really can't stand. but it'll disrupt the flow of the work in the office. So you just sort of kind of have to play to the friends that you like in there. Okay. Okay. 11th house. Here's another guy. This is your house of long term. Dang it, I didn't even do it. Long term plans. Long term plans. And friends from previous Okay, now look at this. Well, all right. Lots of times when you get this card in the first house, it either means you want to leave the house, or you want to leave your own house, or you want to leave your job. This looks to me like you want to leave your job because these are memories you hold from a previous employer. And maybe there's just somebody in your current place of employment that just leaves you feeling very uncomfortable. And I think that if you want to change jobs, call up everybody you know that where you used to work at any job. Say, hello, Bob, are you still there? And what are they hiring anybody at your place? And what kind of work is that? Because this indicates that you'll get a positive answer. Okay? Some guy with the money who works may want to hire you desperately. You might be exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay, that's 11th house. 12th house is what you think about when you go to sleep at night. And this one here says, well, you worry a lot at night because this is a card of actually the moon is people. When this card comes up, it means sometimes people don't tell the truth. Now, and the moon is used for that particular statement because the moon shines every night, but it's really not telling the truth because it does not have a light in there. That's the sun reflecting off the moon and then shining back down on Earth. So the reflections shines back down on Earth. So there are lots of unknowns in your head about where you work, why you work there, why do you want to leave, and la la la. So you might keep yourself awake with that kind of anxiety. Now, but what we got here is, if I just have to count what's in front of me, there are cards in the deck called they're from the major arcana, and they're more like categories of good behavior. You know, justice, the star. Okay, those are major arcana cards, and they're also known as destiny cards. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this house, in your house of marriage and partnerships, there's a destiny card. So if you're not married right now, maybe it can be rushed because here's your destiny card saying that that's a possibility. Okay, now it's only a possibility because everybody on this planet has free will to change their mind and do something completely different. But there's an indicator there that maybe you need to take a look at going into a partnership with another person or feeling like you're in a partnership with another person. Okay, that's the 7th house. 8th house is money from other people. This is another major arcana / destiny card. So no money in your inheritance at the moment, or lawsuits, or income tax checks, that kind of thing. So, and you know what? If you got money, you would be paying off debts with it anyways, because that's your disciplinarian inside of you saying, I gotta use this money to pay that off and get it out of my hair. Okay, that's it. 9th house. Here's another major arcana. This means this is what you wanted to do about your travel philosophy, education, spirituality, that kind of thing. And you want to study all of it, and you want to go everywhere, because the more you know, the more you experience, the better decisions you can make in your own life. And travel is a wonderful way to get experience with other people, other cultures, and how they think. Okay, so then here's the last one. This is the moon. It's a major arcana card, a destiny card. So having anxiety at night might be a situation and that you're sadly afflicted with for many, many, many years. There are ways to get rid of it, but you might need a hypnotherapist to help you get rid of that anxiety. Or you just might, you know what? You could just say the Lord's Prayer if you wanted to, or B, count your blessings. Because that's remarkably soothing. When the other option is to worry yourself to death. Remind yourself what you still have. Okay, well, now you're in the midst of some kind of trap, some kind of movement. And here's something coming for you. Let's find out what it is if we can. This is a business. Wands governs business, and here comes a guy with good news about a business for you. Oh, geez. Now we got this one. Is it far away and you don't want to move? And, wow, then what do we got? Oh. The Hanged Man stands for self-surrender to higher wisdom. And the person in this picture is upside down. He's the god Odin, who made some mistakes in ruling his, I guess we can't call them subjects, I guess, not constituents. And he knew he needed to find a different way to make decisions, a different way to see the world. So he plucked out his own eye and hung himself upside down in a tree for 9 days. Now, can you imagine that? Well, that's the legend. Okay, that's the mythology. So there's something about a job that self-surrender to higher wisdom. Okay, so one of those things might be, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting. Are you with me? If you keep doing what you've been doing, if you keep working at the same place and being miserable, you'll still be miserable. If you're with an unruly person, an undomesticated person, you might think it's time to change that. And here's the other one. Look at here. But the thought of either one of those just worries you to beyond and back. So you're afraid to make a move because you're expecting to get immediate misery. But I don't think that's going to happen because I keep peeking at these cards down here. And there's money. So this is a fear to me. This is your fear of changing your circumstances. This is a fear because this is what you think you're going to, oh no, if I quit my job, I'll go straight into poverty. Well, guess what? There's some money, and look at what we got here. How about that? Whoops. The strength card and the money card. So you're going to be able to pay for your, what does your gut tell you to do? What does your gut tell you to do? And if you want to interview with another company or 2 or 3 companies, interview them like you're the prize, because you are the prize. And they'll be missing out if they don't hire you. And here is your instincts right here telling you that either the people you are interviewing are not worthy, or the people that you're interviewing are worthy, and some are more serious than others. So I think overall, in spite of the doubts that, oh gosh, doubts manage to get their way in our lives on a regular basis, but you're going to survive, and you'll probably survive better. But don't make a move until you've satisfied yourself, because we're all in a political situation here that we don't have much control over, but it may or may not affect your job in a new location or at a new company. So, okay, good luck. So, all right, Mr. and Miss Aries, I can't wait to hear about what has happened to you in your work life and in your personal life, because there are a number of really good cards here, and probably the most important thing is here is you want to leave. And so, and you might even be looking for a place to move to, like out of the state that you live in. So anyway, good luck. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. This is Twisted Granny Tarot. See you next time, okay? Bye.